Hello everyone, welcome back to Viper Squadron. Today I am super excited. I am really happy to be talking about this list. I played at a 1K at the Coliseum of Comics in Kissimmee in Florida, and I made top 4 with this amazing Fennec list that I've been cooking up for about a month now, and I really want to do a video on it, really want to get some videos out. And, you know, the 1K was happening, so I just took it to that because I was having fun with it, recorded these videos, and once again, I'm going to be doing some commentary over gameplay. I do want to do a deck tech on this, but actually later today, I'm recording a video with the Planning Phase Syndicate, some good friends of mine who have their own page. I will post the description down below if this video comes out after theirs. Or if not, I will edit the description and I'll get it to you guys later. But I am really excited to talk about Fennec Shand, a leader who this set has not seen a lot of play. I've been messing around trying to see what I can do to make her work. And I was just having a ton of fun with this. Loved the looks that it was giving me into lots of different lists. You know, had a little bit of that wild card factor where people, you know, not necessarily preparing for it and going into a 1K, I figured it could do some good. So, let's get right into it. I want to show you everything. So this is the deck, and just real quick note, this is the sideboard. You'll see a lot of these cards played throughout the day. Funny enough, I think Spare the Target was the only one here that didn't get played. It was at least in the deck, cited in a couple times. But let's get over to it. First off, starting with our round 1 game against Vader Green. So this is actually a good friend of mine. Really unfortunate that we got paired up round 1. I'm playing my Fennec. He's got his Vader Green. And out of the gate, I realized that I've got a real strong space assault. So yeah, throughout the day, I had different camera angles, slightly weird. I'm trying to do my best to, you know, remember that I have a camera on and I need to show you guys what I got. So yeah, there you go. Resourcing looks like an A-Wing and Cassian, keeping another A-Wing, 2 wing leaders, and K2. So yeah. Or do I resource a wing leader? I think I debate here. I think I really like the multiple wing leaders. Yes, I do. All right. Nope. See, once again, this is my first time watching this through. So, yeah, it looks like I resourced that wing leader there. Staying with the 2 A-Wings. I really like having 2 cost units in my hand. One to, like, just establish on the first turn play. And then secondly, having a 2 cost unit allows me to ambush on that 3 resource turn in case they try to play something into that lane. So having an A-Wing to ambush into, say, in this example, like if he played a Black Sun Starfighter on 3, I'd be able to ambush the A-Wing from my hand and then swing with the A-Wing on board to base. That way I wasn't having to swing with the A-Wing into the Starfighter and then play another A-Wing behind it. It would allow me to hit base immediately rather than having to swing into the Sentinel first before going to base. With units on board. So he's got no first turn play. Once again, we've got a cause. Fleet Lieutenant is probably one of the more important cards in the deck. Probably not going to need cause early. I like keeping a lot of units early. Throughout the day, you're going to see me resource like Surprise Strikes and for a cause super early on, just because I value how many units I have. Even though I am running pretty unit heavy, to me, those units are also like events, seeing how I can ambush them and have them defeat other units. Man, it's getting real dark out. I need to get better lighting. So there you go. Plays Super Laser Tech. I play Wing Leader. Get a lot of damage going into base. Go on to the next round. And drawing red 3. So man, red 3 is, in my opinion, the most important card in the deck. Like, we have all the Rebel efficiency stuff. Like Wing Leader, Fleet Lieutenant, K2, all super important. But specifically Red 3 changes the math on so many different things. Where you know, a lot of things that would ambush, getting that +1 attack with that raid changes a lot, right? Like, if I'm able to play red 3, then I can ambush a rogue operative from my hand, and it does 5 damage, right? And that's for a lot of things, that 5 damage is a big threshold to be able to hit. So yeah, he plays a Black Sun Starfighter. I just go ahead and trade in. Does a little ping. Initially, I was surprised why he didn't ping the Super Laser Tech to ramp, because, like, yeah, at this point, I'm just avoiding ground at all costs. I'm not giving him that free ramp. We're drawing space units, so we're just going to keep pushing space. And yeah, that A-Wing now swings for 6, thanks to red 3. Yeah, and we continue drawing space. We got another A-Wing. We got Falcon. At this point, like, that's just all we need. We're just going to keep going. Yeah. So, I really like holding on to K2 a lot. And one of the reasons why I found out that, like, this deck works very well, specifically in a lot of these, like, matchups where they've got a lot of removal, they're able to interact with me a lot, and I may not be able to push a lot of damage enough, right? I'm not Sabine. I can't get you to, like, 25 and then just, like, tap a couple times and win the game. So, which is why, like, For a Cause is in the deck, is because I don't have that Sabine-like ping. And K2 at the end of the game is really important, because if he's got a big unit out there, I can ambush K2 into that unit, and then K2 dies and does 3 damage to base. So it's kind of like a 3 damage For a Cause from my hand, right? Yeah, Fennec deploys, gets choked. Pretty good. Yeah. Fennec, 4/4 Saboteur, flipping out on 5. Not primarily a super strong leader. Probably some of the worst stats in the game. I think if you're going, like, mathematically, based off deploy time and, stats. Probably the worst stat line in the game for leaders. But, she doesn't necessarily need to be a leader. She's got all her efficiencies, plus her ambush does a lot of work in a lot of different places. Yeah, like, it's like Sabine, it's like Blonde Sabine, but if you get Tarkin Town as well, and then you get the ability to ambush a whole bunch of different things, which is super cool. I want to say, like, the best analogy that I have for the deck, right, is, that's right, this is a good play. So he timelies Black Sun into A-Wing. So I haven't spent Tarkin Town yet. I think what he really should have done is just take out red 3. Because, yeah, like, he's at best trading 1 for 1. I think when he takes out red 3, that hurts me way more, and if he just lets the A-Wing swing. Because I don't think he has an answer for red 3 at this point. I don't think he's going to have anything else in space. So, yeah, so now he finally pings the Super Laser Tech to get up to 7 resources. I am sitting on a Bamboozle, though, and Bamboozle's also a very important card. I try not to resource that unless I, like, really, really have, the rest of my hand is gas. Because that, if my leader is a dud, right, and that makes the opponent's leader that much stronger, because they're essentially unopposed. So being able to have Bamboozle to just constantly keep them tapped down. So, yeah, we're just swinging a whole bunch. So, realistically, I probably should have just Bamboozled to tap him down, just in case he had something big here. But the 4 damage swinging from the Falcon gets him to 27. And since I have a K2 in hand, I know for a fact that if he doesn't heal right now, I can just ambush K2 directly into Vader. Even if he Overwhelming Barrage wipes my whole board, because he just has a unit on the ground, K2's guaranteed damage. So there we go. We go ahead and move on to Game 2. After wrapping that up real quick, I don't want to see, what did I know I cited in a little bit. Yeah, I think generally for this instance, the Valiant Assault Ship is very, very good. He's ramping a ton, so the Valiant being able to get in that extra damage, also through space as well, super good. The Saboteur is also very helpful. He put up those Black Sun Starfighters. He got 2 of them last game. I was going super heavy in space, and he managed to find the Space Saboteurs, the Space Sentinels, so I might as well find a Space Saboteur to get past those when I need to. Generally, for this kind of thing, He didn't play a lot of healing. I think I may bring Wolf in. I'm not sure whether I did. To stop the Yularen Crumb play. Because that, can get out of hand. But they're very weak units on the ground. And I've got a lot of good ways to just ambush units to go kill those. So generally Crumb and Yularen is not an issue, just because I've got a lot of presence where, he plays it and I can ambush something out real quick to prevent him from consistently healing. So yeah, let's see. So I just want to focus on this resource here, because there's a lot of fun things about resourcing. So it looks like I have an R2 with 3PO, Hotshot Blaster, another R2. I think this is the easy one. Okay, yeah, so yeah. I have the Hotshot Blaster and then the duplicate R2. That's a pretty easy resource there. I really, really love 3PO in this deck. I'm running 23 cost cards, so 3PO is able to draw a lot. Yeah, so he plays that Silencer. Once again, more space, gucking up my lane. Ooh, and now I've got a Wing Leader. I love that Wing Leader on the 3PO. 3/6 gets him outside open fire and takedown range. I did resource the R2. I only run two R2s in the deck, so I know they're both gone. But I really like the Wing Leader play. So trying to work out when else my R2 would come out. Also just the least impactful. I really like keeping the A-Wing is just a must. Ooh, and there you go. He places Phase 3 Dark Trooper. It's going to need 3 power to get through, and we're going to go ahead and supply that 3 power over to 3PO. So he goes ahead, swings through the base. And my 3PO is just going to go ahead and take care of that. So yeah, every time I'm swinging with 3PO, I'm calling the number 3. Yeah, just 0 for 2 on 3PO. Pretty sad, but, sometimes he just does nothing. Sometimes he's just a 1/4 that sticks around, so lets me swing for more. And now I did see the Valiant Assault Ship. So, generally, when you're in aggro, going up against something like this, you want to swing the base as many times as possible. But I understand that I also need to secure and protect my more important units. So this Valiant Assault Ship, if I just play this Valiant Assault Ship, he's probably going to run the Silencer right into it, and then play anything, and then just ping the Valiant Assault Ship to death. And I understand how important that Valiant Assault Ship is in this matchup. So my first priority is to get that Silencer off the board and force him to play another unit in space, or just have open fire removal for it, right? Yeah, he just chokes down 3PO. I think I draw a Cassian there. Yep, so we're going to go ahead, do that. So, yep, he's going to go ahead and play a Stormtrooper. Play a Valiant Assault Ship. So he has the Vader ping available here. But he does claim. I think he just doesn't want me to swing. And once again, we draw the second Valiant Assault Ship, which is also very important. I think I resource a surprise here? Yeah, so looking at that, I really like the surprise in the resources, specifically because we won't have a lot of options going into this. He's at 5 resources. He hasn't been able to ramp so far, but when that Vader does come out, we are going to want Bamboozle for that. Also, looking at my resources, I have enough to, once I deploy Fennec, I can ambush both Cassian and Sabine from my hand, which is really what I'm looking forward to knock out some of these ground units. I just play the A-Wing, which is fine. Or did I not have Sabine? Did I just have A-Wing? Yeah, I think I just had an A-Wing. Yep. So, go ahead, pings that Valiant Assault Ship. But yeah, I really want to have Cassian ambush into Crumb here. I want Fennec swinging to base with her 4. So So I probably should have just deployed there. I was worried about like an open fire, but he resupplies. So although realistically, I think I'm fine there, because my thought process was, if I wait it out and I try to play something else, actually, I do want to talk about this a lot. I'll pause after that. So yeah, so this is realistically what I'm looking for. Because specifically on that turn, I played the A-Wing, I have 3 open resources, and I have Cassian in my hand. I cannot ambush Cassian unless Fennec is deployed. And he's got 3 open resources. And a Stormtrooper ready. So unless he's got like Snowtrooper at the time, which I'm assuming he either wouldn't have for a Vader ramp deck, or if he did have it, I'd assume that he'd take it out. So like I'm assuming that Fennec will hit the board and stay there unless he has like an open fire or a force choke, and he had 3 open resources. So if Fennec hits the board, gets instantly removed, the assault ship's still swinging for 3 because he hasn't ramped, and then I can't ambush Cassian from my hand, so I play Cassian, and then he still has Crumb and he still has the Stormtrooper on board. So what I really like here is, hitting with the assault ship first, forcing him to either attack with the Stormtrooper or resupplying, which is what he did. Essentially, like, if he attacks with the Stormtrooper, at least Cassian is free to go out. Or, realistically, I'm just waiting for him to spend resources. Because I don't want his Stormtrooper to be able to hit into Cassian. Then the Crumb pops back to hand. He pings Cassian down, and then he flips out Vader, and Vader just wrecks face, right? So, I really like this board state. Being able to make sure that he spends all of his resources first to guarantee that Fennec can hit the board safely, and then that allows me to ambush and take Crumb off the board before any of the bouncing shenanigans happen. So yeah, I really, really like the board state from now. He did just ramp up to 7, so he's got Vader coming out this turn, plus some other big stuff. I think I resourced the A-Wing here? Yeah. A-Wing or Sabine. Either one. But yeah, we're able to push a lot of damage here now. So, Fennec on 1 health, so he's going to be able to ping her pretty much whenever. She's going to pay 3 for a Phase 3 Dark Trooper. Now, we do have Sentinel on Fennec, so that Sentinel doesn't stop her. She can just swing to base, and it's really cool. Like 4 for 5 is an awful stat line when every other leader that pulls out on 5 is a 4-6 or a 4-7, or really in Han's case, a 3-6. And even then, like, the 3-6 feels a little bad, but, like, he's got, like, we know how good how Han can be, how good Han can be with his deck. Fennec gets the Saboteur, but dies to Bosk on the same flip, dies to Boba on the same flip. Han 1 can essentially ready and get out there at the same time, and he can kill Fennec. So 4-4 feels kind of bad, but there are times where, being aggro and having a weaker leader, but having that Saboteur just pushes that extra damage one more time when you normally wouldn't be able to. And if people spend resources on her and then don't spend resources on the rest of my list, I think I'm okay with that. Because I don't think she's the strongest part of the list. I think her ability to ambush and do a lot of things is the more important thing. But the 4-4, every now and then, just does a lot. So yeah, and huge bamboozle there. Because he was going to be able to swing with Vader, kill a unit on the ground, and then on attack kill the Valiant Assault Ship. So you're like, yeah, now I have both Valiant Assault Ships in the sky. I believe I'm sitting on 6 resources. I think I'm debating my math here. Because I have the Hotshot Blaster in case any of my units on the ground survive. I also have the Principled Outlaw, which smuggles, which I think is really cool in a lot of these matchups. It helps me preserve my hand. So yeah, he's going to go ahead, play Big Papa Palpatine, and this is going to wipe out a lot of guys. I think he gets 3 here. Yeah, so he goes ahead, kills Cassian, Fennec, the damage Valiant, and then puts 2 damage on the other Valiant. Which hurts a lot, but we have the tools in hand to be able to do enough. He's got 8 resources to my 6. That Valiant is swinging for 5, now swings for 8, and that gets him to, I think, 27 after that. I think that was 19. Yeah, so he's at 27, and he's all tapped out. No way to be able to hurt that A-Wing, and I believe we'll have Handshake in just a moment. Yeah, and like, we have the Fleet Lieutenant in hand, and we got, I think, a Sabine in hand, so we can also, like, next turn, if we're one shy, right? Like, if we got him to 26, and we attacked with the A-Wing to get him to 29, we can just claim and then ambush Sabine into Vader. And then that does a lot. Alright, so now, here we are going into round 2 against a Boba Yellow. So this is probably one of the harder matchups for my deck. Cunning is just very, very strong. And you're going to see me there quickly figuring out what I want my hand to be. A-Wing, a Fleet Lieutenant, and 2 K2s. Resourcing the Rogue Operative hurts a lot to me. I really like Rogue Operative in this matchup. It can nuke Crafty pretty much right away. Oh, he flipped Cantina Bouncer face up? Oh, I didn't even notice that. But no, at this point, I just need to push a ton of damage, and I need to force Boba to be on the back heel. And hopefully we'll draw some exhaust, either with the Outlaw or Bamboozle, and keep that Boba leader as far away from me as possible. So yeah, we draw our third K2, having to resource one of them. Once again, Red 3, one of the most important units in the deck. Being able to push a ton of damage early. Now, he does have Fleet Defender, which does generally make me want to resource or just not play Red 3, because that's just a bad, bad trade. Although I love it. There we go. So he's going to go ahead and play Fleet Defender, which means that now space is not generally safe. That Fleet Defender throughout the next couple turns could kill the A-Wing and then kill Red 3. So we're just going to go ahead and do 5 damage to base while we can. We draw another Red 3, so I think we resource that. Yep. So easy. But now we got the Outlaw, which is very important. So when that Boba does flip, if we got the resources for it, we can keep him down. And, like, Boba flipping out on the same turn as Fennec is very dangerous. He gets way more value out of that turn than we do. But it's also very important to understand that, like, you know, a lot of times the best way to take care of Boba is just surprise strike Fennec into Boba. Say, hey, you've got a fantastic leader. I've got a terrible leader. Let's trade. 2 resources. I'm okay with that. That generally blows up his big turn. And then after that big turn, we've got a lot of... we can play a lot of units. Sometimes 3PO gets us a ton of card draws. We're sitting on a lot of cards. So generally after that Boba flip, I really like our ability to be able to contain, and just keep playing. And, like, we can fight out the bounce and the exhaust by just playing more cards. But yeah, it's generally, we have to win on the Boba flip turn. If he gets a good Boba flip turn, it's very bad. And it's almost unrecoverable against good Bobas. Yeah, we do have... I've thought about some ways going into this matchup to see if I could change it up. Like using K2 to discard. But right now we've done 8 damage to base and he hasn't done any to ours. So at this point, I know that my mentality is like, all right, this is the Boba flip turn. Let's see what we can do. And he's just gonna swing 6. He's gonna try to race me in space. So I just go ahead, deploy Fennec. If he's got... So I'm fine deploying Fennec here. Because he spent 2 resources on Surprise Strike. Generally 4 LOM is the easiest answer to Fennec. You just trade, you get a resource back with Boba, and now I can't ambush anything. So he goes ahead and waylays my K2. Yikes. So here we go. I'm ambushing Wing Leader here. We give 2 experience to the Fleet Lieutenant. And now he's got no open resources. And we take care of one of those 7 Fleet Defender. And now I know I'm sitting on a surprise strike. That is one of the answers we have. But now we have a 5 health unit. And we just went ahead and cleaned out a boba. I think he probably could have played that better. I think he got greedy on the surprise strike there. Him spending his resources let me see what he was going to be able to do. And limited essentially what he could do. Because, yeah, realistically, we still could have played like Wing Leader and Surprise Strike there, but we took out a 7 Fleet Defender, so now we're definitely winning this race. And if I Wing Leader and he hasn't spent any resources, he can just waylay the Fleet Lieutenant, and it's not great. So I think he could have played that a little bit better, but now we have full command, although we've done, I think, 12 damage to base now? Yeah. And we're sitting on A-Wing, 2 K2s, and a Principal Outlaw, and I'm on 6 resources, which means that I can ambush that A-Wing if I need to. If he's, you know... I mean, he's got the Sun Fleet Defender with the shield there, and he's going to just no good to me dead on Fennec. So he no good's Fennec, but he lets the 5 go off, so I'm assuming he's got some answer there. Thing, what are we looking for? So yeah, so we also have yeah, so we do have a bit of smuggle in this deck. We have Cassian, we have the Principled Outlaw, and we have the Blaster. Just go ahead and play another Sun Fleet Defender. That A-Wing not feeling too happy. We go ahead, play RK2, and he claims. Now we got a Bamboozle in our hand and the Principled Outlaw. I feel pretty confident with all of the exhaust that we have. Yeah, I'm looking for a blaster there to push some extra damage there. But yeah, I'm always going through my cards, making sure that I'm not missing anything. But yeah, so this is where I'm at. So like with a 25 health base, this does scare me in a lot of matchups. He's only 13 damage away from beating me, which is like two swings like from those Sun Fleet Defenders, which I can't really contest right now. Yep, so I'm racing him. We got a lot of damage, but he's essentially got a 5 damage head start on me. He's going to go ahead and hit me again. Once again, I think that gets him up to 26, if I'm correct. So yeah, now I just need one swing from any of my units on the ground. And there we go. The Bamboozled come out and exhaust that Fire Sprite. We do not want him swinging in. And so I just want to point something out here. I watched... Sorry, I didn't watch this. I thought about this back. This is so incredibly stupid. And this is so stupid and so greedy. He's at 26. I play K2 to defeat my K2. To just do 3 damage to base. I'm going up against Boba Yellow. He can just top deck a Cunning, exhaust, bounce, and I can't swing. I get him to 29, but I can't swing. And the Principled Outlaw in my hand only exhausts ground units. If he top decks a Cunning, I throw the game, and he swings for 11 in space, and I'm at 15 damage. He wins the game. Do not do this. If I just play Principled Outlaw, have 4 units, he can't exhaust or bounce them all. I was so stupid, and I was punching myself after this. And thankfully, he does not get it. And I am so upset. Yeah, I cannot believe I did that. Here we go, going on to the next round. So I brought the spare the targets in. We want to have some kind of way to deal with all that big stuff that he was bringing out. Like if he drops a Zuckus or a fire spray, really good way to bounce it. Or if he cunnings and he buffs a guy, we can just bounce that real quick. Also, specifically spare the target over Waylay, because we have For a Cause in our deck, and we want to make sure we have as many hero cards as possible. The only misses that we have are the Surprise Strikes, the three Surprise Strikes, and the 2 Hotshot Blasters. So with only 5 cards in the deck that don't hit on For a Cause, I feel pretty confident that For a Cause is going to hit for 4. But here we go. I've got, and once again, I bring in the Pirated Starfighter from my side. My side has a lot more non-hero cards. The Pirated Starfighter has a very specific role, and that is to defend space. For those of you who don't know the interaction between Pirated Starfighter and Ambush, Pirated Starfighter has a when played ability of you must return a friendly unit to your hand. And so the way that Ambush works is I can pay 3 to play the Pirated Starfighter with Ambush, have it use the Ambush ability first, ambush into someone, take that damage, do the damage, possibly killing them, which is generally the idea. And then when played, I return a friendly unit to my hand and I bounce it back. So it has raid 1 as well, so it's a 2/4 with raid 1, which means that it's going to survive a lot of things. So it means we're just going to go ahead and kill Crafty here. Take the 2 damage. Yeah, so Sabine, just great for knocking out that Crafty. And now we're going to go ahead. He played a Phantom, and we're going to go ahead and just punish him for that. We're going to play the Pirated Starfighter, ambushing, returning to hand, and now I've secured and I've taken care of that threat. And now, because I've got that red 3 in hand, I really, really, really like that red 3. And now that red 3 can be safe, because if I play red 3 and he tries to play something and go get it, I can have the Pirated Starfighter come help out and try to fight, right? Like if he plays a 7-Fleet Defender to go fight my red 3, my Pirated Starfighter with 4 health can at least pop the shield and bounce back to my hand without dying, so that way red 3 trades. Or if he just swings the 7-Fleet Defender, and he's going to go with Forlom. So yeah, Forlom is, I would say like my number 1 Tarkentown target. He's just very easy to Tarkentown. I don't want anything on Boba's board. I don't want him to have any units to trade into my units. I want to deny a Zuckus play here. It's like, in my mind, if you play Forlom, I'm Tarkentowning. It's just very easy for me to do, unless you like there's really one way where I don't Tarkentown you, and that's if you go to 3 damage, you have 1 health remaining, and then I just ambush the Sabine from hand. So once again, he just plays another Forlom. And I do 3 damage to his base. So now he's got 2 open resources. He plays his Boba, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to trade my not-so-great leader for your pretty good leader. And now he's got no big Boba turn. He just has to claim it right away, and I've got 3 resources. We're going to go ahead and deploy that red 3. And that is exactly what I want. This is how, I knew from here, I've got some good cards in my hand. I got that Fleet Lieutenant. I got that Sabine. If he tries to come to space, I've got that Spare the Target to bounce a Fire Spray. So right now, I'm really, really happy with the positioning. Because now I've got the power, and even though he's got Fire Spray and he's got a whole lot of things, and he is gonna snipe the Spare the Target here. But yeah, I got Falcon, I got Fleet Lieutenant, and I got Sabine. So yeah, now we swing for 5, and now thanks to red 3, I'm actually able to ambush Sabine to kill Bodhi without using her on attack ability, which means that she can attack the base with it. I'm assuming that's what I do. Once again, have not. This is my first time watching these videos back. There we go. See, I think he's gonna ask about my power. So there you go. I'm able to clear a unit and do 1 damage to base, and that feels pretty good. Going up to 7 resources. Once again, did I resource anything good? I mean, I got that Cassian down there now. Yeah, so now once we're at 7 or plus resources, the big ones I'm looking for are direct burn from hand. It's Falcon, it's Cassian, where I can play it and immediately do damage that turn. I'm looking for K2s and Sabines that, when I ambush them, can do damage. Ooh, and I think we just ambushed that right away. We said no, thank you. So he's gonna no good and exhaust that big guy, and we just play the Falcon. The Viper Probe into no hands. Yeah, so yeah, unfortunately, I have somewhat run out of gas. I do have Cassian that I can look for, and 3PO, that's the man I'm looking for, to refill my hand at my most desperate times. I've got a Cassian, so I'm on 7 resources. I'm thinking I can either ambush that Outlaw, or I can play Cassian, and then I can also play 3PO on it. Although I do have to pay 1 for the Falcon. I pay 1 for the Falcon, right? I don't cheat? I don't cheat? There we go. All right, I don't cheat. Kills Falcon. We ambushed the rogue operative. Oh, that's right. We have a rogue operative, not an outlaw. Sorry, I messed that up. But now I can pay 1 for the Falcon, ambush the rogue op, and then also play 3PO. Yeah, so you just go ahead and click. And no draw. But we do find a surprise strike. So now we got surprise strike and we got good old Cassian. Yeah, but now we got that 3 damage. So that A-Wing is also potentially a play, being able to ambush that from hand and knock out the fire spray, because I really don't have anything much up there. But we got a lot of threats on the ground, so we're going to be swinging a lot from the ground. Make sure that fire spray does not do a lot. Yeah, so he just pays 2, exhaust the fleet lieutenant. Now, he could also do that for the rogue operative, but I think I just want that guy to get out of there. Yeah, I think I should have just swung with the rogue operative. I think I should have just swung with the rogue operative because he couldn't exhaust 3PO. But I do like him being forced to play into me. So 3PO, call number 3. Let's see if we hit something. Nope. I swear, I have cards in this deck that are the number 3. So we surprise strike 7 to base. I think that gets him up to 23, I hear. Man. Alright, so we got a blaster. So now we got blaster and Cassian. Yeah, I will say, like, this generally doesn't happen. He has not played Cunning once this game. And he didn't play Cunning at all during the first game. So, generally, Cunning, pretty good card. If you have it, you should play it. But that has not been the instance this game. Shout out to Hexile there. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and just kill the rogue up. So he's at 23, which means that a blaster is going to come out in 7, and that's going to be it. So that is game 2. That is round 2. So yeah, generally, Boba Yellow is one of the harder matchups. When he doesn't draw Cunning, it's pretty rough. And also, I think that we played those Boba turns pretty well. Being able to just trade out and make the most of it, and then from the rest of the game being able to use all the Rebel efficiency and all of the quick burn, like the Surprise Strike and the Blaster, and like the Falcon, and a lot of the just free damage from hand stuff. While also ambushing, maintaining the board. Yeah, I really like the way that I played there. I don't think that's going to be how every Boba Yell goes. I think that was generally much easier than I faced in testing. But I got the win. I got the 2-0. Now we're going on to the next round. So this is. Let me go ahead and move my slide over. This is Ray and Tarkin Town. So I resourced that Poe there. Poe's a very weird thing in this deck, right? He's the only card in my deck I cannot ambush with. And he's not Rebel, which are two kind of strikes against him as to why he shouldn't be in the deck. But a lot of times, I play Poe against a list that doesn't have many forms of removal, or big enough ways to deal with him, and he just runs every game. So I like him a lot in those matchups where people have to play. I call it good to honest SWU, where you are playing units, swinging into units, just a lot of interaction outside of just pure control removal. I'll say a Luke Green, for example. A Luke Green is not going to have a ton of Velvet. They're not going to main 3 of Velvet Dragons, right? They're not going to have Power of the Dark Side, right? They're not going to have these big removal cards specifically for those kind of units. But in other words, in this matchup, I'm assuming he's got lots of ways to deal with Poe. If I pull Poe on 5 and the board is clear, I like playing Poe on 5. In a lot of matchups, that just scares them. Or if they spend 3 resources to open fire on Fennec, okay, I lost my leader. If I play Poe right behind it, I'm generally not that worried, right? Because they spent their resources on not the most important unit on that round. He often comes out for the Valiant Assault Ship in a lot of matchups, where the Valiant can swing through space. I can ambush him out, and it's not like I'm sitting around and waiting for Poe to do something where, Poe slaps down and he has to get removed. The Valiant Assault Ship is generally much easier to remove. Is much harder to interact with. You don't have big stuff on the ground. It can be take down and open fire, but still it being a 4 lets me fit it into a lot more lines. And as you saw in the round 1, being able to swing for 5 a couple times can sometimes change the game, where, if I play Poe, it could just be met with any number of Sentinels and or just big removal. But a lot of times where they don't have removal, he just runs over games, and where I can Hotshot Blaster out, have him swing for 10, and he just does a lot. And speaking of, dodging lanes, this man drew 3 space units, A-Wing, 2 Conquer Dawn Protectors. We had that initial A-Wing to trade out early on, and then we just continued to play essentially on-curve ground units here, with the Rogop into K2, into Fleet Lieutenant and Sabine on the Fennec flip. So, if you played some ground units here, I'd love to ambush the Fleet Lieutenant in. If you played a Yoda, for example, I'd love to ambush the Fleet Lieutenant in. Do 3 damage to Yoda, push K2 to base, and then I could Tarkin Town into Yoda. But yeah, at this point, he's got pretty much no answer. He's got Rey on the flip, being able to flip out and restore. But we have the perfect answer to her, and that is a Principled Outlaw, ambushed from hand. So yeah, the only way to stop this is to take care of Fennec, but if you're taking care of Fennec, you are turned behind on restoring with Rey. So we just go ahead, ambush that Principled Outlaw. So we're playing a unit, and we are exhausting him, taking away his restore. Yeah, I think he gets a removal here. I think he kills Fennec. But being able to stop that restore is huge. And specifically stop any big lightsaber plays. from doing a ton. So he had an Obi-Wan in hand, which is interesting because if he plays Obi-Wan, I have a bunch of Saboteur on the ground. The Rogue Operative Saboteurs and Sabina's Saboteur herself. So I'd be able to do 8 damage to base through that guy, through Obi-Wan. And even when Rey comes out, we just ambush the Principal Outlaw into Obi-Wan. Principal Outlaw dies, but we still get the on-attack exhaust on Rey. And that often lines up for K2 to then finish off Obi-Wan, overwhelm for 2, die, and then do 3 more. So I can push a lot of damage to base. If he just played Obi-Wan and had nothing else on the ground, we'd be able to just march right through that, no problem. That's a very quick game 1. So Rey generally gives me more problems. It's Rey Blue. That's one of the decks that gives me the most problems. And we have a lot of anti-Rey tech in our sideboard. We have 2 copies of Wolf and 2 copies of Ketsu. Ketsu getting rid of those pesky experience points, experience tokens, and then Wolf to stop the heal. And we draw both of them in the starting hand. And that looks really, really good. So yeah, I think I just debate the Principal Outlaw versus the Bamboozle. So it's the one-off exhaust or the ambushed exhaust. Generally, I like, it's both tough, right? Like, it's all situational. The Principal Outlaw can be smuggled out later, so I don't mind resourcing it, essentially. I only have 2 of, though, in the current iteration. I really want to go for 3. It's just the deck is really tight right now, and I'm not sure what else I'd want to cut. I think every card serves its purpose. And just like the Principal Outlaw, it's a great card to have. But in a lot of matchups, if I find Bamboozle, that one exhaust, since I'm going so quick, I don't need the Principal Outlaw to be continuously exhausting things, but that one exhaust on a very important turn can just seal a game. So a lot of times, I'm fine taking care of that Bamboozle. I'm fine just holding on to that Bamboozle, resourcing that Principal Outlaw, and then just continuing the game. We go ahead, play Ketsu. Oh no. He's just going to go ahead and buff R2. Generally not, we're not really going to worry about it because he's got, because we've got Ketsu on board. That's not certainly we need to worry about. He'll have to buff R2 again in order to go kill Ketsu. However, he does have an answer to Ketsu, and he just makes an opening. Ah, man, like, those 3/2 units are often very weird. I debated a lot between Lethal Insurgent or Rebel Pathfinder in the main deck. And I just liked having a lot of 3-power units that made the ambush trade a lot more effective, especially for the smaller units. He just swings R2 into it. So, I probably could have just ambushed Sabine if I knew that the Tarkin Town was coming. Ambush Sabine into R2 and at least just ping 1 to base. If I he gets a swing 1 to my base. So essentially just trading 1 on my base for 1 on his base. And I think generally I'd be okay with that. But yeah, I was just worried about if he tried to do something else. Just play it, force him to swing into me, force him to Tarkin Town. I wouldn't want to give him any actions. And I think that one action is fine. That 1 damage. Sorry. So you can go ahead and buff Yoda. So generally, this looks pretty bad board. He's got that beefy Yoda. He's got R2 also chipping away. And this is where we are going to get to my favorite play in this deck. The best part, and we top deck it as well. That's kind of cool. Very, very happy to see. I resourced that A-Wing. Yeah, I guess I'm keeping Falcon and Bamboozle. So I want to keep the Falcon. And this is where we are going to get a fantastic ambushed Fleet Lieutenant. Alright, so this is my favorite play in the game. In this deck, sorry. Ambushing a Fleet Lieutenant opens up so many options. And this is why I encourage every Fennec Red player to try to revolve around Rebels to get this Fleet Lieutenant play to go off. There's so many different ways that this can be useful, especially okay, just for example, right here, right? He's got 2 units on board to my 1. He's got a restore unit, and he's got an R2. if I just tried to have K2 normally swing into Yoda, K2 dies. Sorry, neither one dies, but R2 would then be able to swing into K2, so Yoda would live. Now, Fleet Lieutenant allows K2 to push through Yoda, so we at least kill Yoda. But R2 would then be able to swing 1 into K2. So now I've lost K2. You know, I've traded my K2 for both of his units. But he's still got his resources open. He's probably going to play some more units, populate the board back. I want to take a resounding impact on the board. And this is where the ambushed Fleet Lieutenant comes in. Because now, what would normally, be the unit left over to come swing at K2, Fleet Lieutenant is going to take care of that himself. So we are going to see K2 get the +2, swing in and kill Yoda. He goes down to 1, and then we ambush the Fleet Lieutenant into R2. And he's already used Tarkin Town on our Sabine, so I know that K2 is going to be able to see next round unless he uses removal. And we're on the Fennec flip, so we're also getting our leader this turn. And once again, he doesn't have a ground answer. He just has to play Conquered Dawn Interceptor. Yeah. Even if you were to play something like Village Protectors, right? As the other 3-cost... the 3-cost Sentinel on the ground. I'd probably just have Fennec kill it. Because with Saboteur, pretty easy to just kill those shielded Sentinels. And then Fleet Lieutenant K2 would be free to swing the base. Once again, I had Pirated Starfighter in there. Once he's got the Conquer Down Protector up, not a lot I can do. Technically, I could swing and bounce. He got the experience, though. So Pirated Starfighter would just die on it. And we're going to go ahead and just play Wolf here. Just say, hey, your Ray Flip, probably not going to be as important in this game. And he force throws here. I think I just need to kill Yoda here, right? I feel like the real play is just have Fennec kill Yoda. So yeah, I think that was a misplay there. I got too ahead of myself trying to stop that Ray healing. But if he flips Ray, I think I'm just able to play Wolf, right? Unless I have another answer for Ray in my hand, at which point there's no point in me to playing Wolf. So I think playing Wolf that early was a misplay. I've got the Tarkin Town set up here because I haven't used that yet. So I'll be able to take care of his healing. And he's just going to keep buffing that space unit. So it looks like I do have an answer for Ray because I am not swinging with K2. I do have another Fleet Lieutenant. We're going to do 3 to base. So now he's got... we've got 2 units on the ground. He's got that Sentinel up in the sky. Not protecting anything, really. And he's just going to go ahead and climb. So yeah, because it kills a Fleet Lieutenant. I don't know why he kept Wolf on the board. Unless he's trying to deny another Fleet Lieutenant or Wing Leader. So he knows he's not healing this turn. I feel like that's okay. Just forces him to swing into it next turn. So yeah, Wolf. Continuing the damage. We'll play Ketsu again. And we've got that Cassian waiting from behind. Waiting in the resource row. That's going to be 3 more damage to base. I think that gets him up to 18. Yeah, I think I had to resource that Falcon because I don't have my bounce right now to take care of that Sentinel. No, I haven't resourced the Falcon yet. I don't know why. Falcon's not doing me any good with that 3/6 Sentinel. Yeah, looks like I got Hotshot Blaster and a Principled Outlaw there, ready to go. Yeah, so there he goes. Kills Wolf. So swing with Ketsu. Once again, I'm not sure if this is the correct play. I think I'm worried about Make an Opening or Vigilance to kill Ketsu. But if he plays a Sentinel, then Cassian gets stuck, right? Man, we are absolutely not playing that Hotshot Blaster. I think we were playing that last. Oh, because we got the Principled Outlaw. I think that's what we're looking at. Yeah, to exhaust Luke and to keep him down. So we force throws. I think we get rid of that Falcon. Now that it's kind of useless. And yep, we're going to go Outlaw searching. So yeah, I think he's got a claim here. Because if not, I can swing with the Outlaw and exhaust Luke and stop that healing. Once again, 3PO, nope. I swear I will hit 3PO sometime in this video. So yeah, generally, this is where I start to worry. Right? If he plays Redemption, I don't think I have an answer to that. I just need to keep burning from the ground. Yeah, so he's got to take care of the Principled Outlaw. Otherwise, that Principled Outlaw is going to stick Luke in exhaust jail. We're going to go ahead, Hot Shot Blaster. He's going to Luke again. Ow. You go ahead, surprise strike, get him to 4. Yeah, so he claims, because he's got to find a way to kill 3PO. And there we go. We're going to have that. For a cause I believe in. We've got that thing primed, ready to go. Looking through my discard, I'm seeing how many outs. I'm trying to look for my Hotshot Blasters, my Surprise Strikes. I'm trying to see what outs, what essentially misses here, right? Because he's exactly at 21. Sorry, he's at 24, but after the Luke swing, he will be at 21. Because I added in the Wolves and the Pirate Starfighters, so I know that I have more misses. And here we go. For a cause I believe in. Show me. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Once again, another cause in there. But there we go. Really liked what we did there. Both games being able to instantly take care of Rey. I think in that second game, that Wolf, that was a huge misplay. I needed to get his force unit off the board so he couldn't force throw me. I think if I just have Fennec swing into Yoda, I feel like that saves me a lot of time. That keeps Fennec on the board. I don't have to waste the Fleet Lieutenant swing into Yoda. and then, you know, I don't have to play Wolf immediately. If he deploys Ray right there, I can then just Fleet Lieutenant K2, right? So I think that was a big misplay, and he almost got us for that. But the Four Cause coming clutch at the very end helped us out a lot. So going on to round 4. So I do need to put some context here. I forgot to start recording. So we're going up against Iden Green. So for the first couple turns, I played 3PO. He played a Pro Droid. Then I played Red 3. He played a Super Laser Technician. And then I just had my 3PO kill the Viper Pro Droid. His Super Laser Tech swung into my 3PO because I didn't want to leave the Viper Pro Droid sitting out there. I still have Red 3 on the board. And I think I drew a Wing Leader off that, I want to say. So, unfortunately, 3PO was drawing me cards, and it was not recorded, which is hilarious. But yeah, he just... So I believe we pick up right here. He just had his Super Laser Tech swing into 3PO to kill him. And yeah, he's keeping his life, his damage on his phone underneath me. So I swung with Red 3. He's got 3 damage on his base. I will try to keep track of that. He heals down to 2, but now we've got K2 on the board. So, and another reason why I want that Viper Pro Droid off the board is because he was going to be able to ramp into 5, and then if he just OBs off that Viper Pro Droid, it's going to kill Red 3, and it's going to kill the next thing I play. So, against Iden Green, and specifically the blue-green villain control type stuff, I want his board to be clear on that 5 resource turn, right? I can't afford a Super Laser Blast, and I just cannot, like... Sorry, not Super an Overwhelming Barrage. That generally is just a game ender. So he's going to heal. So he's got 3 open resources. I put the Cartel turncoat out there as just a Power of the Dark Side prevention, so that way Fennec could flip. And I've got a Rogue Operative in my hand. I'm ready to ambush that into Iden to kill Iden. But I think he's just going to go ahead and claim here. He doesn't want to trade because he sees my 4-4 Saboteur versus 4-4 Shielded. And just assumes that I'm going to trade and he wants to save Iden for later. But no, we're just going to keep playing units. And we're going to have Fennec swing base. So hits his base for 4, puts him up to 12. And now I'm sitting on... Yeah, like, as you can see, my hand is a lot bigger compared to normal. And that is because of that 3PO draw. Once again, 3PO was drawing me cards, and it wasn't recorded. But yeah. So I'm looking at Bamboozle. I think I have 2 causes at this point, so I realize that, like, man, I think I just got the surprise, which is I don't know. I think I'm worried about Iden deploying and then swinging into Rogue Up and then swinging into Fennec. So I think that's why I kept the Bamboozle specifically. But he just goes ahead, plays Vader. So yeah, so he goes ahead, plays the Dark Trooper, which actually doesn't do anything right now because I just get that Sentinel. I keep confusing Sentinels and Saboteurs. I have those 2 Saboteurs on the ground. So he swings Vader into Fennec, which lets me target him. So yeah, I think it would have been better for him to ambush into the Rogue Operative so that way I can't Tarkin Town. And also, now that I still have a Rebel unit on the board, I can play Wing Leader. And now that Rogue Operative is a 4-6 with Raid 2 and Saboteur. So now, if he tries to swing Iden in... if he tries to deploy Iden, Iden cannot kill that Rogue Operative. Which is what I'm really happy to see. And now that guy swings for 6 into his base. He just claims doesn't deploy Iden. Gets him up to 19 damage off those 2 swings. And, of course, we've got the Falcon in hand. Good 3 ways. Yeah, I think with this camera setup, I forgot to, like, set it where I can see my hand normally. There we go. So, yeah, draw another Falcon. I think I may want to keep. No, I'm bouncing. Yeah, because he's on 8. I fear the Super Laser Blast, so we're simply going to hold on to as many damage from hand as we can. As you see, I have 2 Falcons and 2 4-Cause, and he's at 22 damage. So we've got ways to burn him out, even if he comes out with a big block. But he's got Vigilance here. We're just going to be able to kill a Cartel, Turncoat, heal 5. So yeah, goes ahead. So he heals 5. I hit him for 6. Gets him to 23. And now I'm just waiting to cause him out. So he's up 24 damage. He's gonna play a Viper Pro Droid, and he's gonna see this. Yep. He goes, yep. Yeah, we just go ahead for a cause. We show 4 damage, and we just go ahead and just put them all back on. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to go to the next game. So, yeah, going against the Control, we're not really worried about it because we just play good Sabine lines. We don't need to ambush a ton. We just play like a Sabine without the ping. And that is just fast enough to beat these hard, or hard/soft control decks. Not going to need that Principled Outlaw. Ditching the Surprise Strike hurts, but I really like the units to start, play that A-Wing. If you play something in space, I can ambush the other A-Wing out to go, protect the other A-Wing that's out there. And he's going to go ahead and play an Inferno 4. So now we've got the A-Wing to play in space, and then we've got the A-Wing to ambush in Inferno 4. And then we also have Red 3 behind it as well. And I draw 2 causes there, which kind of blows. I really don't like seeing those causes that early. Just unfortunate, because that's what we use at the end of the game. We've got a ton of burn cards, or ways to do damage quickly. But yeah, having to resource the one pretty early feels bad. And he's got the Client. Yep, so go ahead, ambush that A-Wing, and now we've got space clear for my other A-Wing to swing into base. And, he's going to have to try to find something else to put up there. Yeah, that Client is worrisome, though. Although we do have lots of Saboteurs. Fennec herself can go get it. Especially if we play with something like a Red 3 or something to give us Raid 1, right? Because being able to do 5 damage with a lot of units, K2, Fennec, Rogue Operative, gives us the math to go into these 5 health units, like Client, like Toro, like Boba, like other Cassians, right? So being able to get that Raid 1 to turn all my 4 power units into 5 power units is really good. He's just going to go ahead and power right away. He's got 1 open resource. We just play Red 3. He's going to heal. And we're going to do 4 damage back to get him up to 6 damage. And I've got a Wing Leader and a 3PO in hand. Yeah, I think at this point I've got the cards that I want. I've got K2, I've got Wing Leader, and we've also got a Surprise Strike in there as well, which is really good. So yeah, 3PO is generally really good after. So like I really like 3PO as a first turn. Hey, let's get a whole bunch of cards, let's get a whole bunch of options, and then go into the Fennec flip with like 4 different lines. Or after the Fennec flip on 6 resources, he's very good to play. Like I can play 3PO and K2, which is a very good line. Or like play 3PO and ambush a 3-cost unit, and he helps me recur a lot of that, all those cards at the end of the game. So I think he just passes here. I think he's waiting to bounty something and then have Iden flip out and kill it. So I'm worried about what he's got there. I'm just assuming he wants to play Iden and then... he wants me to flip Fennec. He will bounty Fennec, and then he will have Iden attack that guy. Attack Fennec. So we just, hey, play Wing Leader. If he's going to ignore our space, I think we just keep going space. And he claims. So he completely gives up on that plan. And he just claims, I surprise for 9 damage thanks to the red 3 and the Wing Leader. And now with the raid... With the raid and the saboteur, we get under the shield and we kill the client. Realistically, I think we probably should have just swung base there. Because I think he's at 7 resources this turn. And like him playing Evader is not going to be able to stop everything we do. And even if he tries to like client, I swing for 5, like I can swing for 6 with the A-Wing, right? I'd get him, if I got him for 23, right? Because he was 18, I swing 5 to base, that's 23. He doesn't have time to bounty something and heal, because I've got 6 damage via the A-Wing, or if I draw any pump, it's just... So Vigilance, he's going to defeat red 3 and heal 5. We'll do 5 to base, put that right back up to 18. So he heals, +2, 19 damage. So we just do 4 in, 2 base. So, yeah, realistically speaking, he had Vigilance. So... for a cause I believe in. So we get him to... so 3 damage because we actually missed the surprise strike. And we'll discard all of them. Cause again. So now we're looking for some burn damage. Like a Falcon. That gives him up to 29, and we're just going to keep the Falcon on top. That's not a worry, because now, even if he Super Laser Blasts, we can just play the Falcon and be cool, because he's only getting 2 damage. He's only healing 2 from defeating 2 with Iden, so he'd be at 27, and then I just have a Falcon in hand. No worries. We have a Falcon and K2, so 2 different ways to win the game here. Doesn't matter what he plays. Just checking if I have a Cassian as well to sneak out. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead. Yeah, he just plays Snoke, and then we ambush K2 to win the game. Because K2 ambushes into Snoke, dies, and then when defeated, does 3 damage. To base, gets him up to 31. So yeah, going into this control type matchup, I'm not ambushing a lot. I mean, you saw there in game 2, in order to protect that A-Wing, I ambushed another A-Wing into his Inferno 4. And that's really one of the strategies that I love, is having 2 cost units, 2 first drops, essentially, from the same lane, or sometimes they can be different lanes. But if I have like a 3PO and a Sabine, or if I have two A-wings, being able to play one, and if they try to play into that lane on that same turn, I can ambush immediately to try to go take it out. For example, like if I play 3PO as my 2-drop, and then the Iden plays Pike Sentinel as their 2-drop. If I have Sabine in hand, I can ambush Sabine into the Pike Sentinel as my first action on 3 resources. And just wipe it out, so that way 3PO can swing to base. Likewise, as we had over here, I play the A-Wing, he plays Inferno 4. I'm worried that Inferno 4 is going to swing twice into my A-Wing and defeat it. I can ambush my A-Wing into his Inferno 4. So that way the A-Wing that I played in the first turn is free to swing to base. And I don't have to, alright, fine, I swing my A-Wing into his Inferno 4, and then he plays something to go defeat my A-Wing. I have more units on the board if I ambush, and then that also preserves me that readied A-Wing to swing into base. So it's just small things like that where, you can look at lines a little differently, but realize your efficiency is playing like a blonde Sabine. Play your A-Wings, play your wing leaders, play your fleet lieutenants, play K2. And just use that rebel efficiency at its best, and be ready for those lines that can catch people off guard. Because you don't need to have that Sabine ping to beat a lot of this control. You're already going to be super fast, low to the ground, where you're not really going to be missing the ping unless it's super late in the game and you haven't done your job. And that's sort of what we've tailored the deck into heroes. That way we have 4 cause to make up for that ping damage that we wouldn't get. We have Falcons that can spring from our hand. We have Cassian that can spring up from our resources. And we have that K2 and that Sabine that can ambush into units and then do damage to base immediately. So there's a lot of ways for us to end the game, and it doesn't require us to just, ping, claim. And those ambushes, man, they can really change the game. A lot of these mid-range and aggro matchups, having that ambush is incredible. So now we are going to get to a much tougher matchup. And this is going to be round 5. So we are undefeated going into this round. Oh my goodness, this is... I did not adjust that text very well. So that is round 5 versus Boba ECL. Looking at my text, missed that opening hand. Looks like we got A-Wing. So A-Wing, Fleet Lieutenant, Falcon. Looks like a good start. We have a cause there, which I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to bury early. And now we do have exhaust for Boba, though. We're going to get rid of the Falcon. I don't like playing the Falcon before Fennec's turn, really. Sometimes I play it on the Fennec flip. But, on 3 resources, I hate playing Falcon. On 4 resources, I want to ambush a 3-cost unit. I don't want to play Falcon, and then I want to upkeep it. But on 5 resources, if I'm doing a good job of protecting the board, I can play a 2-cost unit, and I can play Falcon. And then next turn, when I go to 6 resources, I'm fine paying 1 for the Falcon. Here we go. Play A-Wing. And he's going to go ahead and start with that Bazine. So I've got the Fleet Lieutenant, Principal Outlaw, and Bamboozle. So, pretty easy target for that Bazine. I'm going to go ahead and replace it with a 3PO. Get a Rogue Operative there. So, I resource the 3PO. Generally, I like 3PO over the Cartel Turncoat, but specifically, the Cartel Turncoat is a yellow card, which means I can play Bamboozle for free by discarding that Cartel Turncoat. So, if I play the Principal Outlaw and he bounces it, right, or he has some way to exhaust it, and I can't use it to exhaust Boba, I can play that from hand. I can play Bamboozle for free, even if I've spent resources that turn, right? So I want to sit on that Cartel Turncoat. I don't want to play it. 3PO could help me generate more cards, but I'd rather just play the Rogue Operative, get on curve. I believe he's just going to go ahead and McClunky here, and this is going to be pretty rough because now he gets that essentially for free. And he's going to, I think he Bazines me again, if I'm not mistaken. No, he resupplies. All right, yeah, this guy was very, very good. So yeah, this is the 4-0 matchup. We're the two 4-0s going into the final round. We can go ahead, swing for the base. Yeah, I realize that this camera angle, not very great. It looks like I'm covering a bit of that board, so hopefully he doesn't play anything over there. And we're also panned up way too. Yeah, like I just have like a little tripod for my phone that I record these on, and I carry that around. Sometimes it gets knocked when I'm moving things around. Sometimes, based off the table or like where my tokens are placed, I sometimes move the camera angle. And once again, he's going to play Sabine. So he's got some options to take away. Yeah, so this is the Boba turn. So he sees both the Bamboozle and the Principled Outlaw. And he wants that Outlaw gone, which is very smart. And we'll get a cause, I believe. Yeah. Go ahead, just play R2. Take a look. That's K2. We're keeping that. That guy is going to be our ticket out. Since we don't have the Principled Outlaw, we're going to need a big booty guy to go take care of Boba. Yep, so he deploys Boba. I am going to deny that big Boba turn. So he ramped to get ahead of me. So Fennec can't even come out and try to work into him. Yeah, he plays Toro. Yeah, unfortunately now my camera. Yeah, so he's got. Okay, it's not that bad. You can still see Boba. Yeah, I could have played that Cartel Turncoat there since I had the turn. I had to play. But I think realistically, I just need to claim, so that way I can find an answer to that Boba, and I do. I believe I have another Bamboozle. This is why we main 3 Bamboozles. I love this card. It helps out in so many different ways. Being able to play it for free in many instances is just super, super important. And just having a 2 of exhaust. Originally, I had Asteroid Sanctuary, but it wasn't hero, so it was missing on For a Cause. So having a hero exhaust as well helps For a Cause hit, helps you get the exhaust that you need, and then being able to play it for free occasionally really, really throws off a lot of people because they don't see it coming. Like you're tapped out, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna deploy and I'm gonna do my whole thing," right? He's got no resources. Being able to play out for free, exhaust something can really blow up someone's turn. Yep, so there you go. We discard the Cartel Turncoat, exhaust Boba, and now we keep all of our resources, so now we can ambush K2 if we need to. He's got 6 resources here. Like, I'm very worried about just an OB, and this is just, like, blows up. But, yeah. Right now, so I've exhausted his Boba for the turn. I've got Fennec able to flip out and start helping people. So you go ahead, does 1 damage into the Rogue Op with Bazine. Yeah, I've already done 7 damage to base. I think I try to pick up the pace. I can't exhaust Boba forever. I'm gonna need to eventually do damage to his base. So once again, he's going to McClunky again. So yeah, I have one card in hand. He's got Bazine. I know it's coming. I got to just play this card while I can. So we ambush Toro. Realistically, I wanted to have R2 swing into Toro first, and then have K2 ambush to clear Toro, because I didn't want a whole bunch of things happening with Toro. But specifically, yeah, he had Bazine in hand. He was going to force the K2 out. So I knew it was coming, knew it was going to be rough. And I deploy Fennec. I should just swing with R2 first. He's got 4. I think he's got 5 open resources. I just need to swing with R2 first. See what he does. Because that could have been a 4-long, and then that blows up everything. So I think I claim here. I'm not sure why. I honestly don't remember. I think it was just like, I didn't want, like, if Fennec swings for 4, Boba just clears out Fennec and gets a big play. So I think I was hoping to get an answer to Boba. But I think we just surprise strike in anyway. Because he's at 14 down. So we get him up to 21. Which is a lot. Now, if I had 2 causes that I had resourced so far. One on the first turn because I drew it too early, and then I think either on the second or the third turn here. He hasn't used ECL. I haven't used Tarkentown. Yeah, I'm also looking for like a fire spray or something like all. Now this is where I want the burn from hand. This is the Cassian. This is the Falcon. This is K2, Sabine, and 4 cause. So we've seen me resource 2 4 causes. I've played K2. I think I had to resource a Falcon early as well. So he just mauls. And just kind of blows that up. Wing leader, very sad. He's got to kill Fennec. And now, all I need is a fleet lieutenant. Yeah. Yeah. So, do I find another wing leader and an A-wing, so my space unit is back. So, this is where I think I get greedy. I think I get really stupid here. Oh wait, no, he ECLs the firefighter. Yeah, okay. So like I do the 2 to base just to guarantee that if I play a wing leader next turn and it and nothing bad happens, you know, I can swing with a naked wing leader. Because realistically, if I buff, right, if I buff the wing leader, he can bounce it, or essentially if he doesn't have any way to bounce it or to deal with it, I just win the game, right? Although buffing the wing leader to 3 health, he has a lot of answers to that. He can ECL Sunfleet Defender, he can just exhaust it, he can do any number of things. So I figured doing the 2 damage now while I can, it probably makes the most sense. So I just go ahead and play an A-Wing. And then this is, I believe, where the 25 damage base is going to bite me. Because he's doing the math. He's looking at what he's got in his hand. He's looking at what he's got on board. Because I'm at 14 damage. All he needs is 11. He's got 7 on board right now. If he's got a fire spray, he can wipe me out. And I have no way to counter that. but in style, he ECLs the Fire Spray to kill the A-Wing, and it is a when played, ready it. It doesn't say this unit comes in ready. So, like, I cannot ambush the Falcon and ready it because it says this unit enters play ready. You can ECL, you can ambush and ready the Fire Spray because Fire Spray is when played, ready this unit. So yeah, he's able to swing in for 5 here. Yep, so we're just doing the math there. He realizes what damage he's got. And yeah, so he gets that, I think, by 2 damage. So yeah, let's see here. Let's see. All right. But yeah, so close, 2 damage shy. If we had one of those 4 causes at the end of the game that we had to resource early on, then we would have been able to do it. But, like, we had options, right? Like, Bo was a tough matchup, but we had options. I didn't feel like I was ever out of the game. And I've got a lot of good options. I've got my exhaust back. I've got a bamboozle. I've got an outlaw. I think we're gonna end up resourcing that outlaw. So, yeah, nice, show in the hand. Nice, alright. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't doing this all day. I think I was just locked in for a lot of the time. And this was actually the first game loss of the day. I had 2-0'd everything up to this point. Plays a Greedo. Yeah, so, once again, he has McClunky with the Greedo and the Boba thing. Yeah, very, very, very good draw. There's nothing... There's, like, just about the only thing I could play is having a 3PO, and I really love 3PO. So here we go. Another one of my favorite plays is ambushing C-3PO. So, when played, we call a number, and then when we attack, we get to see the same card again, right? So it's guaranteed 1-card draw, potentially 2-card draw. And Greedo does get the shoot back, and he does take out 3PO. So now that 3PO has 2-for-1 my units on the first 2 turns, and now he gets to play something else, right? So this is an awful, awful, awful start. But he doesn't have anything to play, so we are just going straight into the 4 resource turn. Yeah, I think I end up resourcing the Outlaw, just because I'm sitting on Bamboozle. I feel like Outlaw may not be as strong here, and I think I'm looking at a whole bunch of maybe playing a 1 and a 3. But like, yeah, that 3PO draw gives me an option. Even if it's just 1 card, being able to get that card gives me ambush looks. So yeah, he just open passes. We play that A-Wing. I'm assuming he's just sitting on a 4-LOM. But what he is going to do is just play Toro. And we are going to do a hard pivot to space with that Cartel Turncoat. And I think we've got some extra help. We've got K2 in there. We've got a Surprise Strike, so we've got a way to at least trade on that Boba if nothing happens to Fennec. Yeah, no damage so far. That Greedo taking care of my first 2 plays kind of sucks. But we do have the A-Wing in space. He's got the Toro out, which is going to be a little annoying. So he just goes ahead, deploys Boba. And this is where I really wish that I kept that Principal Outlaw, because this is a perfect time to do it. You ambush the Outlaw into Toro, since he can survive, and then exhaust Boba. Yep. So I am worried about a OB here. So I'm waiting to exhaust him after the OB. Because if I exhaust him, he just OBs anyway. But this way, I at least get 3 damage in. Yeah. Thinking a long time here. Just does 3 to my base. See, yep, and I'm more than happy to just dawdle out. I got more actions before his Boba has to do anything. I'm more than happy to just keep passing. So he goes at smuggles out Bazine. And he's going to see all my options. My Bamboozle, my Surprise Strike, and my Key 2. Oh, man. All very, very, very good options. So now, he did that smuggle. I'm going to be forced to play something here. And he gets rid of that Bamboozle. He does not want that around. And replaces it with a Cartel Turncoat. Which I think we use immediately just to dawdle around. Once again, force him to play something because realistically, I want to deploy Fennec after his Boba has swung, and then ambush K2 into Boba, play Fennec into Boba, and just say, hey, we're gonna trade out. And oh my goodness, I forgot I have that. We've got a Cassian. And once again, he's got another McClunky, so he has double McClunkied. Both games, I think. Brings Bazine back. And we just go 3 to base here. Interesting. So yeah, he swings into Cassian now. And he no goods her. Which I am perfectly fine with because I know I've got K2 in my hand. He knows I've got K2 in my hand. So I am perfectly happy ambushing K2, defeating Boba, and then I still got my Fennec on board. I think I'm pretty happy there. So there we go. So, yeah. He's got a ton of cards in hand somehow. Probably all that McClunkying. Oh, plus the smuggle, which would save him. So we ambush, take Boba out of the way, and do 3 to base. So he OBs to take care of 2 of my ready units, which kind of sucks. We pay 2 for Sabine. He's going to go ahead, kill Fennec. See, I could have Tarkin Town there. I think that got a bit greedy. Trying to hold on to that Tarkin Town for like an ECL target. Realistically, I'm trying to save it for like Maul, right, or Vader. A big guy that like normally my small guys wouldn't be able to take care of. So yeah, we're gonna just use the Sabine attack, kill Toro. Right, we've got 11 damage on his base, 3 on ours, and we are not feeling terrible. He's got a bunch of open resources. We've got a bunch of open resources, but we've got some cards. And Maul, owie, 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 owie. So he leaves the 2 damage on Maul. Ooh, so I think this is where we use Tarkin Town, right? To get him to 1 health remaining. Yep, so saving Tarkin Town from all. That makes that a bit more manageable for us to ambush into. And here we go. This Fennec. So there we go. We got Sabine to finish off Maul thanks to Tarkin Town. And we still got open resources. He's got only 1. He's going to have to claim here. And we got red 3. So now we've taken some damage, but we've got a little bit of the board back. So yeah, taking a look at my resources, seeing if there's anything I can pull out. I think we got a Cassie in there, it looks like. So now I'm debating, I think I'm not pulling anything out. I've got a ton of cool cards. I got Surprise Strikes. I got a Fleet Lieutenant. I think a K2. So on 7 resources, I'm thinking maybe I Surprise Strike, and then I ambush out a K2, or I just play Fleet plus K2, and then double Surprise later, or Cassian Surprise to, keep those cards in my hand. All of those are good options. And he's got to respond to red 3 and Sabine on the board. And he ECLs a Steadfast. Does 2 damage to me. He's got 4 open resources. I feel like that red 3 is pretty safe. So yeah, I think I am going to go ahead ambush. Here we go, and with the raid overwhelm. Yeah, so the raid, so I overwhelm 4, and then when death does 3 to base. So that is a 7 damage swing from a single K2. Thanks to the thing there. I don't think he updates it on his board. I think he does that in a second. Let's get 18 damage. So here we go. I think we ambushed a sad Fleet Lieutenant. Yep. Just taking care of that. Can't let that happen. Man, he's taking a lot of time looking at his resources. He Bazines again. Man, Bazine's a good card. Who knew? He wants that surprise strike gone. I don't blame him. I draw into something. Plays Zuckuss. Uh-oh. So now, he's got that Zuckuss on the board. That's pretty deadly. But we've got an answer to it. We have the ambushed Principled Outlaw. Here we go, ambushing the Principal Outlaw. We have an easy target to ambush into, so that way we don't die. And then we also exhaust a bigger target. So Principal Outlaw now taking care of the Zuckuss attack. Taking Bazine off the board. Yeah, at this point I am playing catch-up generally, which is not good. But we do have some For a Cause outs here. Plays Boba. Bubba. So 3 base gets him up to 21. I've got For a Cause in hand. We are looking for that to win the game. Here we go. 1. Oh no, that is a Hotshot Blaster. But that's a second cause. Yep. I know what I got. Thank you, For a Cause. And there we go. Alright. For a Cause will win me the game. And we go on to the next game. So there we go. That one, For a Cause, being able to come through, help us out. I keep skipping by when I resource. Bear with me. Right there, so it looks like I have my 2... Ooh, no, I have 3PO, Cartel, Falcon, K2, A-Wing, and a Surprise Strike to start. Yeah, Cartel seems like a pretty easy McClunky target. I think I debate... Yeah, I think I put the Falcon down, honestly. I don't like seeing the Falcon this early. I'd rather have the Surprise Strike for the Boba turn. And then being able to play K2. Being able to play 3PO and K2. Kind of hold out the ground. And there we go. Goes ahead, plays that Mercenary Gunship. I'm not a huge fan. There we go. We saw 3PO draw a card. Swing Leader. Outside of him ambushing himself to see it, to guarantee it. So there we go. So now I got Wing Leader for 3PO. He can hit a bit harder. Also going to have the Wing Leader take care of the Mercenary Gunship, so that way the A-Wing and the Red 3 I think I just drew to also have impact. And he ECLs. No, I think he doesn't ECL. No. He ECLs later in the game. Alright, so he just plays a super laser tech without using ECL, which I think is the smart decision. He's yeah, but there you go. We got 3PO there. Play a fleet tap. I don't know why I don't play the Wing Leader there, to be honest. He's tapped out. I'm not sure if I resource the wing later. Yeah, I'm not sure why I didn't just do that. That may haunt me. I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I just should have bite the bullet, force him to trade there. Because, yeah, that's 3 damage onto my base now, and now he's just going to swing. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't play that immediately. I'm worried about, like, it just dying. But, like, he claims it's going to die anyway, right? Yeah. I'm just curious. So, yeah, he's got the super laser tech. I know he's going to be swinging in 3PO. So I just pass here. And generally, I'm fine passing against Bobo, right? Bobo wants to do a whole lot of things this turn. Me just passing, like, I could ambush something into him. I could just exhaust him down and then play something else. I think he's going to be a little cheeky about it. He's going to try to dawdle me out. But we'll see how long I continue passing. Yeah, he's got so many plays here. So, yeah. I'm worried of passing, and then he just claims, and then he has so much board state against me where it doesn't matter what I've got in my Fennec ability. On my Fennec flip, his Boba flip is already, he secured the board state, right? So I don't like passing forever because he could just claim there, right? And then he's got board on me. There's no way, and he McClunky's again. Wow, yeah. And it's like you gotta know McClunky's something. It's a threat. Yeah, that McClunky's pretty damn good. So I have him discard here actually, because he's got 2 cards in hand. Don't want him to play it. He discards his Greedo. And he hotshot blasters, but doesn't attack with it. He just puts it on there. Sorry if I'm not as talkative. This has been going on for a while. I'm losing energy just a little bit. So just go ahead, ambush Lethal Insurgent, kill Boba. 3 power, nice, handy. Hits me for 5. Yikes. That is awful, unfortunate. That's a lot of damage. I'm now losing this race. I do have his Boba out of the race, though, which is very important. Plays a crafty. And we are going to have the quick answer, which is an ambushed Sabine, ping the shield, ambush in. Quick kill on that crafty. Plays a mercenary gunship. Yeah, that Toro is going to be a problem. I think I just sack here. And we Tarkin Town. Take care of that Toro. I don't have much to deal with him. We got a Sabine on the ground. Although, yeah, I think I have 2 Falcons now in my hand. I think I resource one of them. Yep. So, yeah. I'm now way behind in damage. I've only done 2 damage. This is real rough. He's done a lot more damage. Go 5 to base. Yep, so plays Falcon. I'm assuming that he's just going to eat my Falcon here, but I don't think he does. I think he just keeps swinging the base, which, you know, puts a huge pressure on me. So here we go. I'm not looking too hot. I'm at 16. So I got a cause. I got a cause. That's very important. And I'm looking at a whole bunch of options here. So I've got a lot of heat in my hand. I got Surprise Strike. I got Fleet Lieutenant. I got, I think, a K2 and a cause. So he does 9 damage. Yikes, gets me to 24. So now I have to do the math. I'm sitting down. I'm doing the math. All right. I have 3 from Sabine, 3 from Fleet Lieutenant, 3 from the Falcon. That's 9 damage. That gets him to 16. I can boost for 3 from a Surprise Strike, gets him to 19, and then the potential 4 from cause gets him to 23. So he's got 2 cards in hand, 4 up in resources. I'm doing the math because I've got like the Surprise Strike from the Falcon can trade, but then I need to figure out how to push other damage. And I going through all the possibilities, because if he just has like an ambushed unit here with the ECL, this could ruin a lot of things. And this is taking a while. I think I start with a 3 to base. I think that's the most dawdling thing I can do. Because even if he tries to ambush a unit to kill the Fleet Lieutenant using his ECL, I can ambush my Fleet Lieutenant back into him. So yeah, so he plays a Boba. Yikes, I gotta take care of that Boba, because now I can't. I gotta find a way to finish off the Fire Spray and Boba Fett. So there we go. So that was how I survived that round. And he still has that ECL left over, which is gonna suck because he has a steadfast battalion with the overwhelm, blows through either of my units, doesn't matter. And that was the game. So that was the final round of Swiss. I went into the cut 4-1, 3rd seed, and of course we go up against someone that we had already played this tournament, and that is the Ray Tarkentown that we played in round 3. So once again, I know this matchup. I know what he's got. I'm hoping to ambush, take out those Village Protectors, take out anything A-Wing. And I have the startup that I want. I have two cost units. They are in different lanes. But he's going to play an A-Wing. So I've got Sabine to take care of the ground in case he plays like a Queel or something like that. Or his Sabine. My Sabine can just kill his Sabine. And now I have my A-Wing to quickly swoop in and take care of his A-Wing. Which is lovely, lovely, lovely. Now I am contesting both lanes with really cheap units. So yeah, what he plays here is a Yoda. So I think I just choose to hit Yoda here. Oh, man. Because, if I hit Yoda... Yeah, so I hit Yoda. Sabine does 1 to base as well. So if he tries to Tarkin Town either, I can, I'm probably going to Tarkin Town Yoda, get that restore off the board. That's very difficult to deal with early. And now he's out of Tarkin Town, I'm out of Tarkin Town, but I still got units out there. And I know that I've got help coming. So he Tarkin Town's the A-Wing. And I just claim. See, I know... maybe I can save my Tarkin Town for later. Maybe we can utilize some ambush here and hit that Yoda while it's injured. So that way I don't have to use Tarkin Town. And we have the response for it. And that is a Fleet Lieutenant. Fleet Lieutenant will kill Yoda. And then we'll swing for 5 with Sabine into base. So we love ambushing Fleet Lieutenant. Gets us a lot of tempo. Gets us, because now we're just free to claim, right? And we don't have to worry about anything that he's doing. We took care of Yoda before he could use any abilities, and we attacked with Sabine before he could... So not only did we take out Yoda before he could swing with Yoda and take out one of our units, but we also attacked with our unit in case he had other types of removal. But yeah, the Fleet Lieutenant, oh my goodness, man. It's such a good card, especially when you can ambush it. Being able to take out a unit and then buff an attack and make that attack in the same turn. Oh, man. Whew. It's golden. So we got double bamboozle. So we ambush Rogue Operative, killing Sabine. She had 4 health because of that raid buffed her. But Rogue Operative with that raid 2 gonna be able to push through. And now this is really the advantage of Fennec right now. We have such a great board presence. All of our units are damaged, but they're now still able to swing for base, right? They're gonna take a lot more work to put down. So he's buffing R2. So he just passes on those 3 resources. I wonder what that was for, to be honest. But I just claim, hey, I might as well swing with the Rogue Operative while I can. He could have been bluffing, sure. But I just didn't want to chance it, and I just want to say, hey, let's swing with Rogue Operative. Because we got him up to 16 damage now. He's got to find a way to respond, because we are running away. So, debate's flipping. It's going to kill Sabine. So now, we're going to love this. I think we just flipped Fennec here. Nope. All right. No, we don't. We are still holding out on Fennec until he spends some resources. So here we go once again, ambushing Principled Outlaw. We have a small unit to kill, so we'll kill R2. And we can exhaust Ray. And really good. There's a Yoda. I'm seeing what I got there. We just flip Yoda into all that. And he just open fires it. Oh no. Awful. Awful, awful. It's fine. Because I can claim. And then my Principled Outlaw is now just free to start attacking and exhausting people. Although he's at 19. So yeah, that just does it. Yeah. Like Fennec, I don't mind if she just gets instantly removed. I just claim we hit base with someone else. Yeah, like she got choked and pinged to death in our first game. Against Vader, like a ton of open fires. Like there's easy ways to take care of Fennec. Plays R2. So 3PO, there we go, getting us a wing leader right off the bat. Just claims right away. Don't want to buff. And here we go. He does not want that wing leader. He does not want that wing leader 3PO. So we just go ahead, play red 3. We're all good. Hey, 3PO died. That's fine. We can keep pushing. So now we are looking at a lot of heat. We got a lot going for us. We may have to pivot to space here. I do end up resourcing Poe. I just have too much heat in my hand. And on 5, if 3PO powers up my hand, on 5 resources, I'm probably going to want to play 2 cards. Just doing 3 to base before we can throw up a Conquered Dawn. And we just play K2. Get that value. He's got that Village Protector now. I really wishing I had a Sabine or something. Maybe a Rogue Operative that I could quickly ambush out there. And he buffs. Ugh. So now Sabine doesn't even kill that. We have to give up the wing leader, unfortunately. Nope. Once again, first time watching these videos back. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I think at this point in the game, Ketsu might be too late. I think she just dies to a lot of things. Yeah, so Fennec just deploys. Open fire. Hey, we got that. He didn't open fire K2. Yep, so open fired Fennec, which means that we are just free to push space. He's got 2 open resources. He's not going to have anything in space that's going to be able to tear us down. The head buffs R2. So yeah, buffed R2 so we could swing into K2 and live. And now I'm assuming Tarkington is coming. So at this point, I just want to get rid of. Nope. Doing 3 to base. Might as well get rid of that shield. Yep, so showing that I got that A-wing. It's coming down. We are going to full hard push space. Yeah, and red 3 being around just changes everything, man. Because if he plays a Conquered Dawn and I have that A-wing, the A-wing can cleanly trade with the Conquered Dawn before he can buff it up, right? So there we go. Now he claims. And now he's got to find an answer to space. And now I have Wolf for his Ray deploy. So if he tries to swing with Ray, I'm just going to tell him no healing. Yep, so make an opening. Kills Wing Leader. Heals 2. Goes 6 to base. Gets buffed and raid. Gets him up to, I believe that is 15. And there you go, Wolf shutting off the Ray healing. We got another Fleet Lieutenant. It looks like a K2 as well. So we got damage pushing for days. So 5 gets him to 20. And now he's got to find a way to stop all that because I got ways to win in space. And here we go. They're showing that I got 2 K2s now and a Fleet Lieutenant. He's trying to think out the math. Because, yeah, the Fleet Lieutenant with the A-Wing will win no matter what. So he hits my base for 3. Heals 3. So he's down to 17. We hit him for 5. Luke's down my A-Wing. So here we go. So now another ambush Fleet Lieutenant play. We ambush. So we play the Fleet Lieutenant, ambush another. So we ambush the Fleet Lieutenant. We have the ambush occur first, run into Village Protector, clear it out, and now the buffed Fleet Lieutenant gets to swing the base for 6 for the win. So yeah, once again, being able to clear out those restore units early with all the ambush, and being able to take out units, push more. You know, he plays an A-Wing, I can ambush my A-Wing. He plays a Sabine, I can ambush my Sabine. I'm just playing one turn behind, really. But then the value that I'm playing is a lot. And if I can't get the ambush value, I just play good Sabine lines. I play good Rebel synergy lines. And And like I'm saying like they're Sabine lines, but like, you know, it is the consistent rebel efficiency, right, that we've seen from set 1, continuing in set 2 with the success of Sabine, where you're playing A-Wing, you're playing Red 3, you're playing K2, you've just got those value cards that you can play on your line, and it just, you know, just keeps going. So yeah, just some overall thoughts I wanted to do. I never played Poe, like, I don't think I played Poe once all day, which is surprising. There's been a lot of times where, you know, like I said before, like, good, honest decks, that don't have any big tricks, they don't, you know, no bounce, no, you know, power of the dark side, just good old-fashioned, feels good efficiency stuff. Poe is a big help there, being able to just play them, and if they don't have an immediate answer for it, Poe can just run straight through them. You know, Hotshot Blaster for 10, I can surprise for 11. You know, sometimes I can make that 12, you know, if I've got the Red 3 out there, or, you know, surprise, plus Red 3 raid, plus the discard, like you're doing 12 damage in a single action, which can throw a lot of people off if they just don't have answers for it. And a lot of times, just like, you know, if I have it, I have it. You know, playing it on 5 is good, but even at the end of the game, you know, if they've cleared out your units, you can just play an A-Wing, play a Poe. Like, that Poe is going to take out a lot of pressure, and, you know, you still got the A-Wing sitting around. So I still like him in the deck, even though I didn't play him at all this weekend. I still really like him in the deck. There's a lot of things, like, I was very impressed with the Principled Outlaw. Having 2, I may go to 3. I'm just trying to figure out where, because this is so tight. I'm not trying to cut from any of my 3s. Like I said, I have 23 cost cards in the deck, so I'm hitting 3PO roughly 40% of the time. It's just like, man, I've got enough first turn plays where I feel really good just playing out, and even if I need to go wide, like, there's a lot of lines where I can play a 2, and then I can play a 1 and a 2, and then I can play, you know, a 3 and a 1 or something like that, or, you know, in those first couple turns, if I need to go wide, I've got options to play multiple units per turn. But, oh man, like, there was just this deck has been a blast to play. It's been way more surprising than I thought, and I think it's a legit contender for my PQ list in the following weeks. So I will keep you all updated. I've got another tournament next weekend, which I'll be playing a different deck, which I will have a video. I will record all those matches, and I'll do the I'll do commentary for video for that as well. Leading up to the PQ on October 12th here in Florida. So thank you all so much for sticking with me. I hope you learned something. You know, hey, if you want to play it, you know, check it out, see what it is, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'd love to, you know, sort of see this sort of take off. Not too much that, like, people are like, you know, prepared for it, or, like, you know, worried about it, and they're specifically teching against me at my next local night. But no, just, like, let me know how it works for you. I'm really curious to see if other people are having success with it. But yeah, just, like, man, it is, and I'll end with this analogy where Hondo Blue is to Kira Green as Fennec Red is to Sabine Yellow. Like, Hondo Blue takes the efficiency pieces that we see in Kira Green. All those, you know, the blue villain removal, the blue villain endgame. You get Mauls in there, you get Chilton. You know, Timely as well. Like, you see those efficiency pieces, but Hondo adds in some new cards that are specifically for his leader. It gives you new looks into different matchups, and I think this is sort of the same thing, where Blonde Sabine, you've got all those good, nasty rebel cards that just are really good at punch and face, and at the very worst, like, that can just be your line. You know, if you're worried about ambushes, you know, like, you're worried about ambushing the wrong thing, or, like, you want to hold on to something to ambush, but you're worried about, like, this A-Wing holding onto your hand, even though, like, you really want to play it the first turn, but you really want to hold on to it to ambush with it later, because it could be really good value. Just when in doubt, just play the speed lines, really. It's a lot of fun. I will I'll certainly be having fun with it. I'll be continuing to test with it. Might make some changes before anything big, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, thank you all so much for sticking through, and take care.